This is for you, Aglaea mains, and people who don't even own her. In this video, we'll be talking about another meta team in Currency War 2.7 as of November 2025 called Aglaea Wheelchair. Don't ask me why she's called that. I often see memes of her being depicted with a wheelchair for this comp for some reason. Subscribe if you find this video useful. Bigger subscriber count makes bigger neuron activation. I've already used this joke twice. Once again, I am dumb as hell. I didn't make these comps. I simply used and tested these comps for myself and drew a good idea and summary from there. The TLDR of this comp is Aglaea Hypercarry with Sunday and RMC support and a sustain for the front line. As usual, you can use a trial of these units and still clear easily. For the backline, you use the other units in the energy bond. That will be Tingyun, Huohuo, Saber, Yunli, and also Robin for the action advance. The rest can be fillers with other bonds like Hyacinth, Anaxa, Tribi, Cyrene, 4-day demigod. The equipment on Aglaea will be mandatory, 2 anti-gravity boots and 1 lightspeed propeller. Supports equipments can be flexible, but these 3 are the most recommended, referring to this meme. The strategy is a ramp up for Aglaea. With the help of Sunday, RNC, and Robin for advancing, Huohuo and Tingyun for the energy, charging the energy bond many times. Aggie and Garment Maker goes 100 times plus something in the span of the battle. She gets the speed buff from the boots, and with the light speed propeller, she also gets stronger each attack. And GG shake my hand again. For buffs, you want the ones that help with energy or weapons, and then speed. The pros of this con is that this is basically accessible from turn 1, with Aglaea, Tingyun, Huohuo, Tribi, Hyacinth being tier 1 or 2, so you don't necessarily get screwed over instantly if you don't have Aglaea. This team has little specific enemies counters. The only noticeable one is the TVs that reduce your energy, but overall still playable, although some environment debuffs might get you. You can play this team on auto, although manual is always better because Aglaea's ult advancing her causing some turns to be lost if used incorrectly, and you get a lot of her ults throughout the battles. Aside from Yunli and Cyrene, which you can clear without any of them, this team does not need a 5-star character, with RFC being the most expensive that is mandatory. You can also ignore most of the other bonds as you'll likely have no slots for the other units from the other bonds. The biggest con with this team is that if you don't give Aggie her wheelchair, she'll do significantly less damage. For the full build, it's gonna be 5 of the shoes, which I can imagine is not simple. The comp is not a cheese like Phainon, it scales up your team power, so you'll actually be screwed over if you don't get lucky with the units. But it also means that you'll do better if you have an invested Aglaea or Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, Aglaea is basically unusable without the bird, so at floor 2, if you don't get Sunday, you're screwed. You can also imagine that getting the energy bond is quite annoying as there are 7 units, in addition to Robin and Cyrene. This comp is very frail without Hyacinth or Yunli, so if enemies move before you, you might die on the spot and lose a lot of actions value there. So that's all for the strategy, composition, and pros and cons of the Aglaea Wheelchair. Overall, very solid comp that ramps up and blasts through everything consistently. Hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe.